Hey, good afternoon. I just got back from taking a hike with a friend of mine, just took a great shower. Well, every shower is great. I mean, by definition, taking a hot shower is just a fantastic experience. You not only wash away the dirt and grime, it just has a refreshing impact on you. And sometimes I take 2 or 3 showers a day during the summer. But anyway, this isn't about showers, it's about friendship. And, as I was thinking about it, my mind started swirling a little bit, and I thought, let's talk to the camera about it. So I'm just propped up here in bed. I've got my long johns on, not that that matters. I'm going out in about an hour or two, so I need to get ready for that. But the point of it is, you know, I just went hiking with a good friend. And what is there to talk about? Well, I think it's the nature of friendship and just the nature of people, the nature of friendship. And, having friends is a wonderful thing. And it really, really, really is great. And I'm very appreciative. But there's just certain issues about friendships that just are interesting to me. Now, last night we went to a concert. And when I say concert, it's basically, a small bistro level concert, maybe, I don't know, less than 100 people, let's say that. And the guy was great, very musical, very talented. And very musically talented, but also wrote his own songs, which translates into poetry. And anyway, it was a very good evening. And I was wondering, should I buy anything, and I start looking at what he has for sale, and he had signs and he had CDs. And then he had this little thumbnail, whatever you call it, the thumb drive, a little memory stick. So I debated it because that was $80, and I was like, do I really want to spend it? Is it going to work? Am I going to be able to get that stuff and, have access to it? And ultimately I said, it doesn't matter. The guy's on Amazon Music. I can, look him up. David Lamont, now that I'm talking. And like I said, so at first I thought, oh, I have it solved. I can just look him up on Amazon Music. But then I thought, why am I here and why am I buying anything? And what I decided was the reason I'm going to buy something is to be supportive. So I just bought the damn thumbnail. That's what I said. Just sell me the thing. And, it was painless. I'm very fortunate. I can spend that kind of money and it's not a big deal. I'm a penny pincher in some ways, but that's also my choice. And, so I keep the heat low and the air conditioning low and all that good stuff. But the point, or high, but the point of it is, you spend money where you want to and where you do need to. And in this case, I wanted to support this guy because he's doing a great job. So that's that. But the point of friendship is there were about 6 people there, that I'm friends with. And the one guy who invited me because his wife was ill, and I appreciate that. And we've gotten a lot closer over these past several months. And that's kind of another part of this whole theme, is that by losing my wife, I feel like I've expanded my friendships and deepened my friendships, which is really, really pretty great. Sometimes I'll think, gosh, I wish I had done this when Tess was with me. But then I realize the reality of that is, no, that's not how we work. That's not how it was. So this is how it is. And the way I'm doing it is by, being more aware of my friends and being kind of more invested. And so trying to stay within the guidelines of what I actually want to do, but also having an open mind to doing what they want to do. Anyway, so I met with a friend today. We hiked a trail, only 3 or 4 miles, no big deal. But for me, that's kind of an okay big deal at this point. And we kept a reasonable pace. We had a great conversation about different things. But what hits me is no matter who you're involved with, and this comes down to friends, relatives, spouses, whomever, there are going to be issues. We are a conflict-oriented species. I don't know what it is, but there's something about us that wants to conform, and there's something about us that wants to take issue or not conform. And the conformists seem to do very well. Let's put it that way. They seem to do well. They find themselves a niche and they stick to it. They identify with it. Everybody around them identifies with it, and they're good to go. So like a school of fish, They swim downstream or upstream, and if one turns, they all turn. Same with a flock of geese. With people, it's more like they say herding cats. Not quite so easy. So my point of all that is to say, as good friends as we are, every relationship is self-serving. Every relationship is self-serving, and it's not just them, it's me. And that's a reality that you have to come to grips with. I think, oh, I'm a great guy, a generous guy, I care about people and all that stuff. I'd do anything for a friend, which is all very true, but there's a self-serving aspect to it. I need that friendship. I just their being involved with me, I guess, serves a certain need and purpose. If I, let's say, for example, last night's concert, if I had gotten wind of it by myself, I really knew the guy and thought I really liked the guy, maybe I'd go see him. But the more true reality is I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't go by myself to a situation which feels more like a couple situation or being in a group situation. And so we like to be in groups. And that doesn't mean we're all jihad together in the group, but at least we're in it. And so, what I noticed, and this guy had a great song about couples disagreeing and the silliness and the trivial stuff that they, get have arguments about. Boy, this guy was hitting it on the head. Tess and I, if we had a serious argument, I can't remember it. What did we? I mean, I'm trying to think of just an example. Okay, but just the simplest thing of the dog whining, which you've seen that, and Peter, he needs something. He needs. Well, honey, I took him out. No, he needs something, Peter. Now take him out again. Doesn't matter if you just took him out. You need to take him out again. So we would kind of be in a little argument about that kind of thing, and then ultimately resolve it, but pretty much, pretty much doing what she wants. And I think a lot of guys do that. And I don't know. I think we're the good guys. I mean, a guy who becomes stubborn or let alone abusive, I don't know what even motivates that kind of thing. For me, you bend a little, you get along, it's okay. It's okay. But what I'm thinking about now is with friendships. You think, okay, it's not an intimate relationship, but it's a relationship, and because it's two people or more, you're going to have to negotiate. You're going to have to get along. Now, what came up today where we had a different opinion? Well, it was a simple thing about the email system. No, the phone system. All I want to do is spam my calls that are obviously, here comes one now. You can probably see this on the screen. 437, whatever, 20. Anyway, that's not anybody in my contact list. Now, what I want, with all the improvements that Apple has made and wonderful company that it is, why don't they just limit your calls to your contacts? And when I say limit them or whatever, I mean, in this situation, instead of letting it ring 18 times, just cut it off after 3 or 4 times and put it in the spam folder. Now, that was my idea. And, I don't think it's a big revolutionary idea. But, it's just what I think they can do or should do to make your life easier. And now I've noticed, at least with my phone company, you can swipe it and you can spam it in the same swipe. So that's good. That's a step in the right direction. Anyway, he had a different point of view on it. And his point of view was, well, what if, and this and that, and what if they need to get a hold of you and they couldn't use their own phone because they're out of service, so they had to borrow a phone and use that phone, and then because of your system, their call would be blocked. Oh my God. I end up saying, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we could just turn it off that day or whatever. In other words, I'm not that highly invested in it. My thing is just make my life a little easier. You get, if you get, say, 20 calls a day, 3 or 4 of them are going to be people you actually want to talk to. It's getting to where 15 of those calls could be spam and or emails or texts. So these crooks are working 24/7 to invade your privacy, get into your computer somehow, get into talking to you about whatever, and getting your voice print maybe to reuse it in some nefarious way. My thing is, get them, nip it in the bud, get them before they get you. And so that was all I'm saying. And I've put a couple of spam alerts up on YouTube, or we're out of time. So listen, have a great day. I love my friends. I know you do too. It's just a mixed bag with relationships. It's a give and take, and everybody has what they need out of their relationship. Just keep that in mind.